are you doing today? Mrs. Jordan here. I hope that you're having a fabulous day. We are gonna be doing something so much fun today. So if you're anything like me, you're probably so bummed that we didn't get to do a whole lot of clay this year. So I thought it was gonna be a really good idea for us to make our very own clay in our houses today. I know, it's so exciting. So I'll have the recipe linked in the description right below this video. It's super easy. It's only 3 ingredients: salt, flour, and water. And it's really easy. But before we start, I'm gonna do a little bit of a warning. We're gonna be using the oven today, so please make sure that you're with an adult to help you make this project. And with that being said, let's get creating. Alrighty, so I have a cup of flour that I'm putting into a big bowl. I'm also going to add a half cup of salt and then a half cup of water. And then I'm going to use a spatula as well as my hands to mix it all together. You might have to add a little bit more water or a little bit more salt and flour in order to get a good consistency. It should kind of feel like Play-Doh, not too dry, not too wet, and it should be holding together just like a dough should. Make sure that your cat doesn't stick her big old nose in the dough. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, now I'm just taking some flour and I'm lightly dusting the table that I'm working on. That's so the dough doesn't stick. It shouldn't really be sticky, but I'm just doing this just in case. And I'm going to take a rolling pin and I'm going to roll it out so it's thin, like 1/4 of an inch thin. Like the thickness of an Oreo cookie is the best way I can describe it. And if your dough gets a little bit sticky on the rolling pin, you can add a little bit more flour to make it not so sticky. Now it's time to actually cut out the shape that you want. The best way to do this is if you have a cookie cutter in the shape of an egg or a flower or whatever shape you want. I don't have any cookie cutters, so I'm just going to use a knife, like a butter knife, and I'm just going to carefully cut a shape of an egg, trying my best to keep it as nice looking as possible, but it's a little hard, and that's okay. And I'm going to try to fit as many as I want to on the dough. You can have bigger eggs or smaller eggs. It's really up to you. Once you're all done cutting out your egg shapes, get rid of all of the excess dough. And I'm just kind of picking it up and peeling it away, making it into a little ball away from my workspace. Now, do you see how my edges of my little eggs are a little bit jagged, a little bit raggedy? You can go in with your finger and kind of smooth them out. Next, I'm going to take a straw and I'm going to poke little tiny holes at the top of my egg. This is optional. You do not have to do this. You can do this though if you want to hang up your eggs on a tree, on doorknobs, kind of whatever you want. It's just so you can have a nice little hole to poke some string or ribbon through. And then you're going to carefully pick it up, each egg one at a time, and put it on parchment paper on a cookie tray. Now, you want to give your cookies, not cookies, I guess, eggs, some room. So you don't want to have them touching, you don't really want to have them right on top of each other. You just want to kind of have them be nice and separated, just in case they puff up a little bit in the oven. And then I'm going back in with my straw to kind of redefine the hole that I'm going to put the ribbon through. And guys, after this, it's time to stick it in the oven. Your oven should be preheating to 250 degrees, and you're gonna put them in there for 2 hours. I'll see you in 2 hours. Wow, and we're back. I have my cute little eggs. They're all cooled off. Make sure that you gave yourself some time to have your little eggs be nice and cool and ready to paint. I'm going to be painting with acrylic paint, just the cheap little tubes of paint that you can get at like Walmart or Joann Fabrics that are like 97 cents. Those work perfectly. And I am going to paint the tops and the bottoms of my cookies. So make sure that you are painting one side, letting it dry completely, and then flipping over and do the other side. This is completely up to you. You can have solid color eggs, you can have eggs with patterns. I did eggs with patterns. So I'm gonna speed this up so you can kind of see what I did, but I want you to do whatever kind of design you want. have it, my friends. Those are my finished egg DIY clay masterpieces. Thank you so much for creating with me. I can't wait to see what you guys create. Please, please, please send me suggestions, pictures. I'm gonna take next week off because it is spring break. Whoop, whoop. In the meantime, keep creating. I love you, I miss you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!